Hey guys, welcome out to the range. Today I'm working on some videos for you, and I wanted to respond to some questions and comments that were made on Instagram and here on YouTube when I posted the video about going to the 17 versus the 19. As those of you have noticed in the last two weeks, my 19 has been put up and my 17 has come out. Many of you have suggested 19X and the 19X and the Glock 45. And the reason that I'm not going to go to either one of those guns, and last night I had a conversation, well actually I'll cover the first thing. The reason I'm not going to go to either one of those guns is the 19X and the Glock 45 are still new enough guns. They're still enough of a wild card that until I see a rock solid track record with those guns, I'm not even going to look at them. Some of you drink the Kool-Aid. I have to say this carefully, but I don't think there's a great way to put this. Some of you out there drink the Kool-Aid that Glock has fully tested those guns. If that were the case, why do we keep seeing issues? Why is it that people like Tim Harmson get a hold of a gun, run the gun faithfully and honestly on camera, and have malfunctions? Because, and guess what, and I want to be clear, not slighting Tim Harmson. I'm actually paying homage to the man, because what he's basically doing is he's essentially saying it is impossible to test every variable, and when variables show up, the manufacturer must be made aware of them, must recognize them as an issue that has to be taken care of, and then must take care of them. Which is why, once again, if I didn't have all this crap on, I'd take my hat off to Tim Harmson, because he does a great service to our industry by showing this stuff. Guys, I have never seen anything, vehicle or firearm, that has ever had a solid track record once it got let out of the gate. It just, manufacturers release items, and some manufacturers are more honest about it, and some manufacturers are more shady about it. And what I'm getting at is this: they know that the American public is going to essentially beta test their product for them. That's really what the 19X and the Glock 45 and all the latest. I mean, look what happened with the little 22 caliber Glock thing. Right out of the gate, that thing started crapping on itself. So, case in point, I went from the 19 to the 17 because I just was running out of gun. I was having to do a little bit of switching of the hands when the gun would come up, clear the holster, and get pointed. I was finding that I was having to do this really slight, imperceptible motion to find that happy place. Honestly, the good enough place on the gun to get my shots off. And then when I'd go to holster, there was also another shifting of the hands. With the 17, the gun comes up clean. There's no shifting of the gun in my hands. I pull the trigger, the weapon recoils, my hands don't have to move. And then when I go to holster, it's basically there. I love having enough gun to hang on to. Sure, it's uncomfortable stuffing a hand cannon down the front of my pants, but I've learned to, alter things a little bit. In a previous video I showed this, but I added a square of memory foam to the bottom of the holster, and it's fixed the problem. This piece right here is essentially a little lip that comes up and protects the inside of the thigh, this area right here, from getting worn out. And all you do is just shove it down the front and then slide it to the inguinal notch, which is this area right here, inguinal notch. And the gun does a nice job of hiding on my person. And look, I'm carrying a full-size Glock 17, and unless you really, really know what you're looking at, it's hard to notice. And by the way, guys, we live in a world where people's cell phones are so huge now that we're accustomed to seeing bumps on men's waists, so you don't have to really worry about the occasional bulge. Oh, leave that comment alone. So on that note, we're gonna end this video. Just some things for you guys to think about. I think that's it. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. As always, I thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. Get those guns out and practice. Have a good one. Time to shoot. Oh, that's a keeper. That take is so getting kept. Have a good one, guys.